What's going on, guys? So welcome to my second channel aside from my first one, which is Nature's Limits. So if you guys haven't visited that, that's where a lot of my main vlogs are going to be at. But this channel is kind of more the behind the scenes stuff. So this is really behind the scenes, not just for just like my main channel, but just really just anything in general. So if something just kind of comes up, you know, whether it be camping related, hiking related, or something that may not even do anything with like my, you know, main channel, which is vlogging from Cedar Point to hiking stuff. It could just be anything just in general, including this video right here that you guys are gonna be watching right now, which is gonna be my initial review and kind of overlook for the 2019 season at Cedar Point. So I'm gonna basically kind of give my personal opinions, so keep that in mind. This is my own personal opinions, and also this is gonna be for the times I visited the park this year. It could be different for everyone else. So someone could have, you know, something else could have happened another day where I wasn't there, and they could have a different opinion on, you know, what the park does, whether it be a positive or negative one. So I'm going to only be talking about the days that I visited. So we're going to get to it right now. And the first thing I kind of do want to start off with is the run and ride. So run and ride always happens usually in June. It's probably my most favorite thing. So if you're a runner out there and you want to try something new and you haven't been to Cedar Point, you like roller coasters, you don't even have to like roller coasters. If you're a huge runner and like to try and attend a lot of races, I strongly suggest you do check out run and ride at Cedar Point, or really any other Cedar Fair parks. If you're huge into running like I am, as well as if you love roller coasters, which is also something I do, it kind of works really well. And the nice thing is that if you're a runner and you pay for the registration for whatever distance you're going to be doing, then for like friends and family, you can get like tickets for like the whole weekend. Like I'm talking all day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, for $54, which is absolutely amazing. And usually during summer, that's about the only time I really go. It's because of run and ride, and I can bring friends with me and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys know from the 2019 run and ride series vlogs, my friend Katie, or I should say my best friend Katie, came with me, and she tagged along. She was able to get tickets for about $54 for all 3 days. So that's literally like the best deal you can ever get next to a season pass, or, you know, kind of whatever, basically like that. In terms of my initial reviews for the summer, for the 2019 run and ride series and the summer in general, I really have not that much to say about it. I mean, it's been kind of just like any other summer. I mean, the park's open, you know, 7 days a week. You know, I think it's usually from like 10 to 10, like every day. But really, honestly, there hasn't been really too much to really, you know, talk. There's really no pros or disadvantages. I mean, yeah, obviously, like it can get kind of busy like on the weekends, but that's kind of normal with really anywhere. You know, especially on Saturdays, it can get kind of busy and stuff. Overall, also, you just have to kind of play out with the weather. The weather may, you know, turn for the worst, maybe even turn for the best. That's what we always want. But really, you know, the summer, it's been kind of smooth. I haven't had really any complaints with the summer. There's really also no advantages either. It's kind of just a middle ground for me. And, you know, there's really not that much really to talk about for the summer. One thing I definitely do want to do is try and go back hopefully next year for 2020. Hopefully try to go back for 4th of July, which I know it's going to be insanely busy over there, but I think it'll be really, really cool to try and see if I can get 4th of July off of work, which I think usually I do. But this time I'm going to actually try and go back and do a vlog for you guys over there and do a 4th of July special over there. And obviously Run and Ride will be coming back. And I also have plans to go towards somewhere kind of opening weekend. I did it before, but obviously I never had this camera, so I couldn't vlog anything. So next year is going to be huge for a lot of trips to Cedar Point, so I'm super excited and can't wait for that. But overall, the summer has been really great. I absolutely loved it. And this summer was just on top of that. It was something that was just really, really good, and it's just something I really, really liked. And so, but if you know, love running, like I said, I usually only go towards the run and ride series. But next year I'm going to try and go a lot more in the summer, so I can give a more perspective when I do my 2020 review next year, that I have more to talk about, because right now it's only just the 3 days in June, the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which I think was like the 10th, 11th, 12th. I could be wrong on those dates. So, But overall, summer has been really good. Gives 2 thumbs up. Now we're gonna move on to Halloweenkends, which is obviously for someone like me. I absolutely love Halloween just in general. I consider Halloween a holiday. I can almost consider it like a national holiday. Halloween isn't a holiday. It's just kind of something that people just kind of celebrate. Whether you're pro Halloween or anti Halloween, whatever the case is, I'm one of those pro Halloween people, and I absolutely love it. And Cedar Point is like no exception. They obviously go like above and beyond when it comes to, you know, decorating the park and stuff like that. They do a really fantastic job. Now, I'm gonna say is obviously you guys will probably be thinking like, well, there's other parks that probably do even more than what Cedar Point does. But one thing you kind of have to mention, or not should I mention, but one thing you have to kind of realize is that Cedar Point is almost like this island. So they're restricted to what they can do with the space that they have. So other places, if you're comparing like Universal or Six Flags and stuff, you got to realize that some of these places have a lot more land that they can probably cover. And that's one thing that, you know, with Cedar Point, they're restricted because it's just like this almost this little island that just sticks off at the very northern part of Ohio and northern part of Sandusky. That just is basically Lake Erie just surrounding the whole park. So that's one thing you have to kind of realize too, is they're limited on whatever space they actually have because that land is only just that's so restricted. So what's my initial reviews for Halloweenkends? I absolutely love it. I love Halloweenkends. I've been going to Halloweenkends practically every year for the past, like since 2005. It's been 14 years I've been going, including this year. And next year we're just mark 15 years. And I, just like I said, just like anything, and it's not just Cedar Point, but, you know, anywhere, I just love Halloween in general. I really, really do. But mixing Halloween with Cedar Point, I absolutely love Cedar Point. Obviously, just like I said, I've been going there for 14 years, including this year. I mean, I love the park. I mean, I think it's the best amusement park I've ever been to. I've never gone to Six Flags since I've been going to Cedar Point since 2005, and it's obviously one of those parks that's just very unique to me, and I just love seeing the history from when I first went there and where Cedar Point has progressed to be where it is now, and just seeing rides that come and go and what new additions are and everything. I mean, it's absolutely awesome and I absolutely love it. However, Halloweenkends does have a little downsides, and with this year especially, there has been some downsides to it. So I'm going to get to them right now, and the first one I'm going to be talking about, which I think is something that a lot of people are probably hoping I'm going to talk about, is the Gold Pass. So normally, if I actually do these types of reviews, which these reviews are actually kind of new, so like next year, you know, I'll be doing another one. But for this year specifically, the Gold Pass is very special to Cedar Point for next year because they're celebrating the 150th anniversary. But was the Gold Pass a great addition to the park? Yes and no. So on the yes perspective is because for $99, you get to get a season pass to Cedar Point for the rest of 2019 season and all of 2020 season. For $99 you get free parking, you get free entry to Cedar Point Shores, free entry to obviously Cedar Point, the park itself, and you also get like food discounts, merchandise discounts, you get 30 minutes early entry inside the park. You don't even have to stay on Cedar Point's property for it to actually still happen. So, but if you actually look on the website and you actually compare the Gold Pass to the Platinum Pass, both passes have exactly the same exact thing. They have a check mark on almost every single box besides one. What separates the Gold Pass from the Platinum Pass is that Platinum Pass allows you to get access to all Cedar Fair parks. That includes like Kings Island, Kings Domain, you know, just kind of any type of Cedar Fair parks. The Platinum Pass allows you to get access to their park for free as well, not just Cedar Point. However, while the Gold Pass does have its perks for being on a cheaper standpoint side than actually a normal season pass, it does have a huge downfall. So, if you guys remember, I think it was, the second to last week in October. I can't remember the Saturday by heart. But Cedar Point tweeted out that they actually had to close down the causeway because the park was really reaching max capacity. And I didn't even go to Cedar Point that weekend, and I'm really happy I didn't. But then everything kind of started flying around the internet, and a lot of people were tweeting off Cedar Point's tweets or Cedar Point's Facebook page about them closing down or temporarily closing down the causeway to prevent any more people coming because the park was reaching max capacity. Every parking spot was practically getting taken. And a lot of people were saying it's because of the Gold Pass. And what Cedar Point tweeted out about that was, or their response, I guess, to a lot of people thinking it was the Gold Pass related, they said that it was really good weather. Well, one thing a message that I actually have for Cedar Point is that it's part good weather and it's also part Gold Pass. And the reason why I say that is because when you have a Gold Pass that offers free parking, now if you flash back to last year in 2018 and 2017, 2016, and years before that, the Season Pass and Platinum Pass definitely had some advantages to each other, but they weren't almost similar in any way. I mean, they were kind of in some categories, but not every category was exactly the same. So, for instance, the Platinum Pass gave you that early 1 hour entry, it gave you the free parking, and then the merch discounts, food discounts, unlimited entry to Cedar Point Shores, and Cedar Point itself, all Cedar Fair parks, kind of yada yada with the Platinum Pass. However, if you had a Season Pass, you only got free entry or unlimited entry, I should say, to Cedar Point Shores. You did not get in 1 hour early. You did not get free parking with it. You did get some merch discounts, some food discounts, I believe, with it as well. But the free parking and a lot of that stuff, that really separated the Platinum Pass from the Season Pass. And honestly, to me, I purposely got the Platinum Pass because I know how much I go to Cedar Point. And, when they had that free parking benefit, if you're going to Cedar Point crazier a lot, you're going to realize that it's going to save you a buttload of money without having to pay for parking if you just got the Platinum Pass. Because I originally had the Season Pass and that didn't bring that benefit. I still had to pay for parking. 2 years ago, I paid like $120 just for parking. And then in 2018, I got, last year I should say I did that. And then I renewed my pass, but instead I got the Platinum Pass, which is what I've been using all of this year as the Platinum Pass. Because of that free parking benefit, and that really separated out the Season Pass from the Platinum Pass. Now you introduce the Gold Pass, and it gives you practically the same benefits that the Platinum Pass does, minus visiting all the Cedar Fair parks. And when you have it for that cheap of $99, mixing that with good weather really can bring some bad repetition for people who are visiting the park. The Cedar Point, this is a money maker. The Gold Pass is legitimately a money maker for the Cedar Point. I mean, this thing is flew off the shelves. I think I remember reading that they sold more gold passes than the park could even handle. So, which means if every single person who purchased a Gold Pass came to Cedar Point in one day, Cedar Point wouldn't be able to handle the capacity and amount of Gold Passes. Now, I could be wrong on that. I just read that on the internet somewhere, but I could be wrong on that statement. But it would be surprised for me to see a Gold Pass that is going to be, $99. It gives all those benefits for it to really be a top seller, and it's all because of Cedar Point celebrating the 150th year anniversary, and this is like a big kick to it. And when Cedar Point said that it was just weather related and didn't really want to mention the Gold Pass, and a lot of people kind of mentioned it was a Gold Pass, you have to realize there's a lot of factors that go into that. The factors is weather, the Gold Pass, the time of the week, or the day of the week, I should say. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So while the Gold Pass, I think, did play a huge role into, Cedar Point reaching max capacity, I don't think it was just the Gold Pass. And there's obviously just a lot of things just in general. Now, I mentioned before, did it have a factor in it? Yes, it did. But was it just the Gold Pass? Like some people think it's just the Gold Pass and that's it? I don't think so. You know, with Cedar Point, when they said it was good weather, I mean, it was good weather that day, then yeah, that has a huge factor in it. The Gold Pass also has a huge factor. This also happened on a Saturday, which also has a huge factor into this. So basically, with this, I mean, the Gold Pass does have its perks, but it also does have its disadvantages. And obviously, the disadvantage of it being what such a great deal it is, too many people are buying it. And I feel like that does have a huge influence, because I've been to Cedar Point Halloween weekends for years and years and years, and I have never seen the park just so crowded, especially in the month of October, every single time I went. I mean, it's been butt-loaded crowded. I mean, this Saturdays more crowded than I think they normally are. And, you know, it's because you get a pass that good, for a price that good. You know, it's one of those, like, you can't pass up this offer. You know people are going to buy it. So, you know, that's one huge disadvantage, and that's kind of my explanation. That's my opinion on it. While the Gold Pass, for the price you pay, is really, really good. I mean, I'm not going to lie either. I'm also a Gold Pass user. I just renewed my season pass, but I actually decided to get the Gold Pass. So I know I'm kind of saying this and also kind of bashing on myself a little bit too, and that's completely fine. I mean, I understand that. But, you know, while the Gold Pass does have its perks, does have its benefits, it did have a huge downfall for this year's Halloween weekends, because the parks were just insanely crowded. I think they were actually a little bit more crowded than they normally are. Obviously, I don't have attendance tracks for how many people visit Cedar Point each year. Like, I don't see the stats for that. I don't think Cedar Point will put that publicly. But, you know, I think Cedar Point probably saw that this year's Halloween weekends was absolutely just off the hook when it, you know, came to that. When you mix in all those factors that I said earlier, yeah, you're going to get a crazy amount of people to go to. So that is my positive and negative side to the Gold Pass for this year. And we're going to be moving on then to just Halloween weekends, like what the park offers inside Halloween weekends. So the park offers, obviously, the Halloween event, so obviously deck out the park and everything like that. And they also have haunted walks and haunted houses and stuff like that. And speaking of haunted houses, Cedar Point, if you're watching this, listen to my opinion. I don't know if anyone else is going to watch this or comment it on it, whatever the case is. But for your 150th year, can you please get better haunted houses? I've been to your park for 14 years. Since going there my first time ever when I was younger in 2005, my very first visit to Cedar Point was during the Halloween weekend season. And I remember when you guys had the Fright Zone in Werewolf Canyon, and I think you guys also had Carnival, and you guys had a lot of other haunted houses. Don't get me wrong, the houses were really good back then, but they were honestly, as I'm looking at it now, they were honestly much better back then. The houses this year have sucked. There's only been a couple houses that I've really, really liked. Zombie High School has still been like one of my favorites. I like the whole theme about it and just how it is on the inside. I just really like it. Slaughterhouse is also a really good one as well. As well as Erie East Day. That one's pretty good as well. But Deprivation, I honestly, to my knowledge and my thing, that's not a house. That's not a haunted house. I don't see it as being a haunted house. You're literally navigating everything in the dark. That's literally all it is. You're literally just navigating a house in the dark. I went in there 3 times before last year when you guys had it, as well as one time this year. Oh, not my bad. No, I didn't go in there this time this year because it sucked so bad. Like, I literally navigated both. I didn't get scared at all. I felt like I just literally, like, someone just like, hey, just walk to this house in the dark. That's it. It was like doing a Ghost Adventures episode in the dark with no night vision camera. Like, that was literally it. It was stupid. It was stupid. If you're watching this, get rid of Deprivation for your 150th year. Please don't bring it back. I do not like it. It's so pointless. I don't know why you guys brought it in. I know you guys are trying to experiment with new things. I can understand maybe the fear part or the fright part, that people, when they can't get out, it brings a lot of fear in them and stuff. But that's a different kind like type of fear, I guess you could say. So it's not like the scary Halloween fear, basically. Fairground Freak Show, that's almost long lines for nothing. I've never really been a fan of the Freak Show. I never really liked it. Every time I've gone in there, I've never really jumped. I've kind of just like walked, and that's it, really. I don't really like it. What I do like is when you guys brought Infirmary from a couple years ago, before you guys changed it to the Freak Show. I honestly prefer the hospital setting. That one was actually a little bit more better than what's actually presented now. Also, Hexed Lights Out. Honestly, I prefer them on. I actually don't like the whole flashlight idea. When I did it with the flashlight, I really didn't get scared that much. When the lights were on, it adds, you know, when you can actually add on the haze effects and everything like that. I can't remember if you guys did do the haze effects with the flashlight or not, but when you add a much more brighter special effects lighting with a mixture of haze, it's obviously going to be much more better than it is with a flashlight. And it's much easier for people to see things that are lit up, and certain objects can illuminate better with under certain types of lighting. And when you have the whole light shut off, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. And when I went through it a couple times, I think last year as well, I didn't really get too scared from it. Definitely when the lights were on, I definitely had some jump scares, a little bit more than what I did with just the flashlight portion. So please bring back the lights on. I don't really like the whole lights out. But Cedar Point, we'll make this more simple. All right, my own opinion. Can you guys just replace every haunted house and start from scratch? And on top of that, can you please make it more scarier? I understand you guys are friendly, a family-friendly park, and I understand you guys are trying to offer many things to many different people and stuff like that. But there are people who sometimes will go to the park because they're coaster enthusiasts, but they also love the Halloween setting. They absolutely love Halloween. They really, really want to get scared. And over the years, it's just degraded. It hasn't gone better. It's just slowly just gotten worse with the houses. And I haven't really been a fan with a lot of the new houses that have been coming out. And for those people who really like a jump scare and really, really want to be feared, you gotta present that. You know, this year I didn't really see too much of a presentation when it came to the houses, and they've been kind of poor lately. Now, obviously, you're gonna have people who are gonna jump. You're gonna have people who are gonna jump. You're gonna have people who are gonna get scared. I mean, it's typical. I'm not saying that, oh, just because I didn't get scared that you should get a whole new haunted house and stuff like that. But there has been, like, just me just walking through houses and just seeing people just in general, like, there's certain houses that people just don't get scared in. And I think what you need to bring is, part of the houses at Cedar Point should be really scary. Like, bring a really good theme and bring a really good scare, and then have a couple houses that are more toned down to those who want a little bit more family friendly while still being scary, but bring some of those like that are really, really scary. Like the hospital theme was obviously really huge. Happy Jack's Toy Factory, when Disaster Transport was still here, that was a really, really good one. And then there was another one, I believe it was a Mummy Haunted House. I can't remember at the top of it. Pharaoh's Secret, I think it was called. That was also inside Disaster Transport. I mean, obviously, you know, Disaster Transport's not here anymore. It got overtaken by Gatekeeper. But those are some really good houses. And, you know, speaking of the houses and being scared, the outdoor scare zones. Now, personally, I don't know what Cedar Point does in terms of like the fog effects and stuff like that. But here's a couple of my own opinions to Cedar Point. Is the first one is, please have more fog machines. When I first came and went into the Fright Zone back in like 2005 when I first came, I mean that area was like completely fogged out. And it was absolutely amazing. I loved it. And there was actually a lot more scares back then than it kind of is now. Now you're going through Trail to Forsaken, which is called right now. It's not really all that foggy, and even if it is kind of foggy, I mean, the actors, you know, it's not really all that scary that much anymore. That's just me. I mean, obviously, you also have to deal with a ton of people. So, but please bring back like some of the fears. Like, I saw on your website that you're actually bringing back some old food menus that you guys are mentioning. So some old food menus and foods that people probably had before in the past that's no longer with the park. They're bringing it back next year. Why don't you guys, for Halloween weekends, maybe bring back some of these houses and some of these haunted walkthroughs, and maybe a little bit more fog machines and stuff like that. Bring that back. Bring that back for the 150th year anniversary. I mean, really go all out. I mean, you guys have the potential to do it, and do it. Seriously, do it. I think that would be a huge perk, and I think a lot of people would like to see some huge changes because they know it's 150 year. So make those changes prominent, not just to the summer, but also to your Halloween weekends as well. And also, this is just my own little fun tip thing. I don't know what type of fog juice Cedar Point to use, but since I got on the topic of fog machines, Cedar Point, if you are not using Froggy's Fog as your juice for your fog machines, use Froggy's Fog. I've been in love with the company for about 4 or 5 years for all my fog machines. Use Froggy's Fog, and specifically use their bog fog. Froggy's Fog, I will be 100% sure they will definitely love to be in touch with you guys if you guys are interested in it. So Cedar Point, if you're not using Froggy's Fog for your fog machines, get in contact with Froggy's Fog. They can probably help and work with you and stuff like that. I've been in love with their fog fluid. Really, other than that, the Halloween Weekends event has just always been fun, just like always. Obviously, you're restricted because it's only on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So unlike the summer where you can go at any time of the week, you're only restricted to just the weekends. And so that can obviously make the park very overcrowded and stuff. So hopefully next year, with the Gold Pass already, you know, after this year, after it's all done with the sale, whatever it's at, that next year everything will start returning back to normal price. Please keep it. Also, kind of think about the perks from the Gold Pass to Platinum Pass next year, most likely for 2021. Maybe give Platinum Pass users a little bit more benefits over the Gold Pass, because then I think that at that point, when you give those types of benefits a little bit more over to a more expensive pass, that you would actually be able to have a more separation between the Gold Pass and the Platinum Pass. And then that way, then there'll be certain times where the park probably won't be as crowded as it was this year, and hopefully then you guys can avoid the whole we have to turn people away because you guys were reaching max capacity. So those are basically my initial reviews for Cedar Point. And I kind of forgot to say about Halloween weekends. What is it, a positive and negative? It's still positive, even though yeah, I threw down some downsides to Halloween weekends. It's still a positive, and I still really like Halloween weekends. I just still love how the park is all decked out and everything like that. So that's just basically my initial review to Halloween weekends. It's still positive, but it does have some negatives to it. The summer has basically just been positive, but also remember I'm going by the Run and Ride series that I just did in June, and then that's it. So those are my initial reviews. Cedar Point, if you're watching this, I mean, I will be tagging you guys in this initial review. So hopefully you guys can actually sit down and watch this as well as other people who may have left a review on YouTube or whatever the case is as well on any other social media sites. So, but this is my initial review coming from someone who's been going to the park for 14 years and next to a mark 15 years, which funny thing, it's just add a 0 to the end, and that's Cedar Point's 150th anniversary. So, but those are my opinions on the park for the 2019 season, and hopefully we can see some good changes for next year. I can't wait for next year. I don't know what Cedar Point has in store, but I feel like there's going to be a lot, and hopefully maybe after watching this review, they can actually bring back some old stuff, some stuff from the past, and especially for the Halloween event. So I seriously can't wait. Cedar Point, you're absolutely still an amazing park. I still love you guys, and obviously with anything there's going to be pros and cons to anything, but I still love you guys. You guys will see me next year. You guys have my heart to you guys forever and ever, basically. So I will see you guys next year for 2020. Plenty of vlogs to come. The Cedar Point Halloween Weekends vlogs, my 3 episodes, are going to be coming November 4th, 8th, 4th, 6th, and 8th, my bad. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you guys are watching this video before those dates. So that's basically all I have for this 2019 Cedar Point review. I had a blast this year. I went here more times than I usually go every year. Next year I can see me going even more than that. So but that's about it. I can't wait for the 150th year anniversary that Cedar Point has to offer. Plenty of vlogs to come and a lot more. And then I'll be doing another review for the 2020 season next year after the park closes. So hope you guys have a great day. There's my review for the 2019 season, and I will see you guys next year for 2020 150th year anniversary at Cedar Point, America's roller coaster ride on.